Welcome to the KR Films Entertainment Channel. A small family of three members, including the main character Adam, his wife Claire, and their son Finn, they moved to an Irish village in the middle of the forest with very few houses around. The reason for their arrival is the profession of Adam, who is a biologist. He has long dreamed of doing research on dead or infected trees. In this forest, he checks the trees one by one and has them cut down, confirming that they are dead. A disease. The house he lives in is right in the middle of a dense and scary forest. No road leads anywhere around this house. Nevertheless, Adam and his wife agree to stay here because they have no other choice. A few days later, Adam discovers the inhabitants and the surrounding area are not happy about his arrival. In particular, they frown upon his profession. In fact, the villagers hate whenever Adam goes into the forest to study trees. A villager named Com visits them and explains to Adam's wife that whatever her husband is doing is not good. It is all wrong and dangerous and he should stop as soon as possible. Adam is completely unaware that he is putting himself in danger. Adam's wife trusts calm and suggests that her husband listens to the man. But Adam shows that this is just a conspiracy to scare him away. Nevertheless, Adam came here with a full intention of not quitting until he had completed his task, and he hates to leave his work. In complete calm and explains to Adam's wife that his own daughter got lost in the same forest a few years ago and never returned. Despite all searches, they found no trace of her within the village. There are many legends and scary stories about the forest. According to the villagers, there is another dangerous and monstrous world, and that forest, those monsters are immortal and fatal. The bizarre thing is that as long as you cannot see them, you can still sense them. However, these monsters do not kill people until humans harm them. There are various stories about these monsters. Many people have tried to study them, but they have not survived. This is why Mr. Calm is worried about Adam and his family. At first, Cole also did not believe these stories when he had just arrived here, but after his daughter disappeared, he was devastated. But despite all the warnings, Adam does not want to back down. It is clear that human nature does not accept something until it meets or experiences it personally. Adam is the same way. He considers all this fictitious and not real. During a search, Adam realizes many mysterious things he encounters. For example, he observes a black liquid coming out of the tree. Later, he researches the black liquid. He notices its structure, which he has never seen before. Although it is something completely bizarre, he refuses to think that it is something supernatural and continues his research. During one night, frightening incidents begin to occur. Initially, he hears some strange sounds coming from the baby's room. After hearing the crying of their baby, the husband and wife go to their room to check. They enter the room and notice that someone has broken the lamp and window glass. Observing these occurrences, they immediately call the police. Later, Adam realizes that this is someone's mischief. He thinks that the residents want to scare them into leaving and stopping the search. The police officer arrives on the scene, and as he observes the whole situation, he notices something strange. It is a bird that smashes the glass. The police officer reveals that many mysterious things inhabit this forest and they should leave there. Although Clara, startled by hearing this, Adam continues to disbelieve these stories. Claire remembers that when they arrived here, there were big iron rods attached to the windows of this house. It is not that clear what happened in this house before they arrived. The wife begins to fear this place more and more and believes the words of the policeman. The next day, Adam goes to the market with his child to buy something. He is surprised to see the attitude of the villagers on the two group, who do not find him likable at all. In the evening, he returns to his home after shopping, but his car breaks down in the forest. The child begins to cry and Adam gets worried. He is unable to repair the car and darkness comes. He opens the trunk to pull out something to protect himself, but is suddenly attacked by an entity. Adam falls into the trunk of the car and falls unconscious. He stays there for a while, and when he regains consciousness, he finds himself locked inside. His son continues to cry, and in the process, a frightening noise is heard. Someone is climbing onto the roof of the car and trying to open the door. Adam struggles to get out of the trunk to save the child's life. With some difficulty, he manages to reach the child by ripping open the back seat to create a hole. He then returns home, sadly carrying the baby in his arms. After hearing about this incident on his skin, Adam begins to believe these stories. Adam picks up a gun to defend his family. Even though he does not know how to use it, he checks the house while Claire Frightened tries to calm the child. After some time, the lights in the house go out. They become even more frightened when they notice the presence of someone in the house. Adam thinks it is called who wants to scare them again, but soon realizes that it is not a human being. Adam decides that they must leave this place immediately and tells his wife to take the most important things a little later when they are about to leave the house. Else they hear creatures in their surroundings, but because they are in darkness they cannot see them. Meanwhile their dog gets lost, frightening them even more. In any case, they move toward the car with great difficulty and Adam tries to start it. The monsters slowly get closer and closer. Claire is terrified and tries to start the car, but the car's battery is covered with some bizarre plants. Eventually, Adam manages to remove the plants and a car starts. He quickly jumps into the car and Claire hits the gas pedal. In a panic, his wife loses control of the vehicle and they crash. Remaining trapped, they go outside together with a child who fortunately is not hurt and decide to return home. Meanwhile, the creatures remain watching them in the darkness. They realize that it will not be a piece of cake to leave this place. The reality of the monsters begins to expose itself before them. Claire suggests that light is the monsters' witness because when they got here there were those iron bars fixed on the windows. They realize that the former resident had fixed the iron bars for his safety after being tormented by the monsters. While Adam and his wife are talking about this, they hear noises nearby. When they enter the house, Adam gets up and peeks out the door to check if anyone is approaching. Suddenly, as he is peeking, a long needle is jammed into his eye. Adam falls to the ground and his eye begins to bleed. They soon realize that they must endure the night and escape in the morning because thanks to the sunlight they will be able to leave with these. But the problem is surviving the night because there is no light. Claire and the baby hide in the attic while Adam goes to the basement to start the generator. Meanwhile, a monster is slowly entering the attic. Adam keeps trying to start the generator and notices a strange transition in himself. Something is wrong with him. He feels sick and falls to the ground. It is a tense moment because the monster is about to stick the same needle in the woman's eye. Adam recovers and manages to start the generator. Turning on the light, all the creatures disappear immediately and Clara is safe. Adam looks in the mirror and realizes that his face is turning into that of a monster. Later we find out that those creatures have existed there for thousands of years. Adam is terrified because he realizes that he is becoming a threat to his child and his wife. His eyes and skin are slowly changing, but he is still partly a human being and manages to be rational now that the house is end. For light, Claire and Adam barricade the house with the same bars Claire removed from the windows and point lamps of them to protect Finn. Adam puts him in a locked closet and points another light at them. Adam flips through the book left by Calm and reads information about the legends of the forest. Claire, worried about Finn, opens the closet and finds a creature that kidnap. Awesome to chase the creature, but it manages to escape when Adam falls from the attic and is knocked unconscious, giving him a broken leg. Claire pursues Finn and finds him in a pond but manages to save him before he drowns. Back home, Adam, now awake, fixes his broken leg and helps Claire with Finn. Adam becomes suspicious of Finn, believing that it is not actually Fan but a fake created by the monsters and that the Hellow creatures have stolen Finn. Adam and Claire begin to fight and she's stabs at him before running off. Within, Adam searches for Claire and Fan but begins to turn into a creature himself with the infection spreading from his eye. Claire defends herself and manages to escape into the forest. Adam follows Claire into the woods but he hears the cry of a child and follows it in a nearby cave. Adam confronts the Hellow creatures. Claire manages to get out of the forest and reach the nearby house where Calm resides. She begs to be let in, but Calm, answering the door with a gun, repeats to her the tale of his daughter Cora, who was also abducted by the creatures. Cole tells her that they have warned them several times but they did not listen. He tells her to get away from her home before they arrive and Claire is forced to flee with Finn. Adam finds the baby in the cave held by a transformed woman. Adam now understands why the creatures want Finn. They want him for their family. Claire in the woods sees the creatures coming toward her and uses camera flashes to keep them away. As she walks away, Adam manages to find her and brings her the second Finn. Adam explained to her that the one she is holding is a fake and will burn as soon as it sees the light of the sun. Now a monster himself, Adam is much more powerful and keeps the creatures away long enough for Claire to believe him. She grabs a real fan and runs away while Adam is mortally wounded by another creature. When day breaks, Adam sees the changing Finn lose consciousness peacefully as if he was sleeping before being gruesomely destroyed by the light of the rising sun. Claire, who manages to return home, bursts into tears with a real fan over the death of her husband. As the credits roll, a logging company is clearing the forest. The screen switches to the forest as a truck containing several trees approaches and stops. The fungus is seen on the trees and visibly spreads to several other logs before the screen goes black suddenly. The appears screaming on the screen before the screen goes black. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.